Is that something you do, the travel aspect, not necessarily Africa maybe, but you travel of course a lot because of your job. Is it something that you really try to look for these new things that you can incorporate somehow, or is that just whenever you stumble upon something? Or is it
I look for it, definitely. Being on tour is always a little bit frustrating because you don't get to do everything you want to because you move so fast from one place to the next.
Can you name something you missed doing? What frustrates you then?
Oh, I would like to be able to just take a long walk every day, but it's not possible, usually. But it definitely, I learn about where I want to return if I ever have the chance to return. Blank
Can you name
out.
a place which struck you in a way that you would definitely have? Do you have a list of places you want to return to?
Oh, the list is so long. We are ending the tour in Istanbul this year, and I'm going to stay a little bit longer. So, because we played there once before, and I really wanted to stay longer, so I'm going to stay longer this time there.
Okay. You mentioned just before that sometimes you would like to take a walk, maybe to get out of your rhythm of touring, maybe. But what is for you the way when you are in a writing process or in this record? What is the kind of atmosphere you want to put yourself in that helps you get the creative process going for you? Is that being at home or some?
I find that the creative inspiration it happens when it happens and it doesn't really care about you or what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And I have to really just honor it at the time it comes because it comes when it comes and then you can't make it come, So I find a lot of times right as I have to leave the house to go do something happens and then I'm late, I have to get it done and then I'm late for my appointment. I hate being late. But I have to just record it when it's there. Also, I record everything because if you think you're going to remember it, you're wrong. I mean, that's for me at least.
Do you have the feeling you have lost some very nice ideas along the way because of this?
I have definitely lost things I wish I hadn't. But I learned that I have to just always record at this point because it's gone.
What is there for you? You of course have a big background in the violin, but also you expanded your palette with other instruments. But is there now at this point an instrument that you turn to first to whenever you want to do something, or is it random for you?
Yeah, it's either the piano or the guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
The violin is not in the list anymore?
No, but the violin was never in the list of writing songs. Because you can't write songs on the violin. It's a single note melodic instrument. You can play a little bit of chords, but writing songs on the violin, pretty difficult. That's why I started playing guitar first and then keyboards because you can make chords with them. Mm-hmm. So violin will come on top of it later at the end of the recording, some strings or whatever. So.
But do you actively still practice the classical aspect of it, or you just left it?
Absolutely not. Not for years. I haven't.
Okay. Were your parents actually supported you in the past with the violin a little bit? Were you brought up in a classical environment very much?
No, I wasn't. I went to school where in third grade, I went to public school, free school to everyone. So. And in third grade, so when you're 8 for us, there's an assembly and they come and they play violin and viola and cello and bass. And they, they say you can play an instrument, you can rent it for $10 a year. So that everyone can do it if they want. And so I went home and I said, I want to play violin. They were like, okay. They were happy I wanted to, but they didn't push me at all, which I think is why I kept doing it. because I have
rebellion, maybe?
Yeah, I have a terrible problem with authority. That's just part of my natural person. You know, I was just born with that. So, but they were very supportive. They liked that I did it. They're musical. My parents were musical people, but they weren't pushy. So.
But throughout your youth until now, maybe because violin and especially maybe in the classical, it takes a lot of discipline to really master it. Is that discipline that you maybe took from there? Is that always been with you until now, or has it been peaks? Or
that is the thing that I learned from studying classical music. That's the thing that I brought away from it is discipline. I mean, I certainly learned how to play the violin better, because all of a sudden I showed up at school and I really I didn't know about what practicing was. I sort of had gotten by somehow easily. And then I got to college and everyone had been practicing hours a day. I'd never practiced over an hour a day, never. You know, so I had to learn how to do that, which was great because then I learned when you practice you get better, which sounds really stupid, but if you don't experience it firsthand, you don't really know it.